If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if only desire of it makes you quite mad enough never to tire of it, makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap for it, if life seems all empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and you dream is about it, if gladly you'll sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, lose all your terror of God or man for it, if you'll simply go after that thing that you want, with all your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope and confidence, stern pertinacity. If neither cold poverty, famished and gaunt, nor sickness nor pain of body or brain can turn you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, you'll get it. Roscoe Hemisphere. Win or lose, you gotta get your share. Sit on a train. You succeeded. Don't you know? It's the 8th day of the first month of this new year, 2021, the International Year of Peace and Trust, the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor, and the International Year of Health and Care Workers. Here in Jamaica, the month of January is still being observed as Earthquake Awareness Month and Soup Month. It's Commonwealth Day in Northern Marianas. Elvis Presley's birthday is being commemorated in the USA. It's National Takai Day in Niue. Hoy es viernes el 8 de enero 2021 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir both sides of the story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est vendredi le 8 janvier 2021 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Friday, the 8th of January, 2021, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices, and that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. We started out this afternoon with the poetry of Burton Braley, Berton Braley, Burton Braley, a piece entitled Success, Success. And we completed that with the legendary Honorable James Chambers, internationally known as Jimmy Cliff. His You Can Get It If You Really Want. And it's just a reminder as we round out the first full working week of 2021 that we should be careful that we don't put our lives on hold, waiting for COVID-19 to pass and everything else to pass. That we should remain steadfast, that we should remain focused, that we should remain goal-oriented, that we should be living our lives one priority at a time, one priority at a time throughout the day, on any given day of any given week, of any given month, of any given year. We must ask ourselves, we must first of all be able to establish, where are we right now? Very important question. Where are we in our lives right now? What is my priority right now? And we keep ticking off the list. Priority number one, priority number. And as we achieve those priorities, as we complete those priorities, as we deal with those priorities, we move on to other priorities. But it's very important. So that way we won't miss anything. First things first. What must I do right now? What do I need to do right now? And then we work on that. And that is not to say we're going to put everything else on hold while we're working on that priority. But we know that most of our energy is going to be taken up with getting this priority number one dealt with, even as we're keeping everything else stable. insofar as keeping everything else stable is within the realms of our of our remit or reach. So it's really to give all of us some encouragement on this Friday afternoon that if we really if we have certain goals, we have certain priorities, we have certain plans that we've been shelving and shelving and shelving, and if we're not careful, we will never ever achieve those goals. Yes, we know these are not easy times, but you'd be amazed at how much can be achieved in these challenging times. Just give it a try, one priority at a time, one step at a time. You try walking with both legs at the same time, and you'll see what happens. You're going to fall. That's not how the legs work. It's one before the other, and then the one that was behind is a classic case of uh, the one that was last becomes first, and the one that was first becomes the last, etc. One in front of the other, one at a time, one step at a time, one day at a time. That's the idea. But let's not put our lives on hold and wait until COVID-19 passes us. Let's get on with this business of life. We don't know how much of it we have left. More in a moment. Hmm? Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those of you tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you would have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We thank those of you who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the USA and the UK. Those in the United States who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631 359 8281. 631 359 8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330 606 0953. 0330 606 0953. We're all over social media. In fact, we're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook in the search box atop the page, type Dervan Malcolm, and you'll be able to not just hear, but also see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. And if you don't have a Facebook account and you don't care too much for Facebook, if you have access to the internet, just type YouTube and the website will come up, youtube.com. And once it comes up, you should see this video trending. You'd see the name, Dervan Malcolm. If you're not seeing that, then in the search box, just type Dervan Malcolm. And you will find the video, the YouTube video. So we're live on YouTube and live on Facebook. We thank those of you who are listening to us on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Subscribers to onespotmedia.com also have access to both sides of the story in particular and Power 106 FM in general. What's on your mind this afternoon? The lines are open to you. The numbers to call, 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, but also your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, and you can call us directly on the WhatsApp line, either WhatsApp to WhatsApp or a direct call. After all, it is a regular phone, as in a cell phone, and we look forward to your calls. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. That's the text line, same as the WhatsApp number. And for the benefit of those who call outside of the hours of this program, trying to reach the other programs, this text line, which doubles as our WhatsApp number, is our assigned company phone. This is the company phone assigned to us. And so once we're on air, that number will always be available to you if you have business on air. Naturally, if you want to call off air at different points, that's fine. That's not a problem. Right. But outside of this number, the station itself has a text line, which is also a WhatsApp number, and that is 876-279-8598. 876-279-8598. That's the Power 106 text and WhatsApp number, 876-279-8598. Looking forward to your full participation. In fact, let's greet those of you who have joined us already, watching us on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Ricardo from Glengoff, St. Catherine, as usual, wishes everyone, especially Seventh-day Adventists, happy Sabbath when it comes at sunset. And you would recognize by now that there are some businesses in Jamaica that do not open on a Saturday. That's because they're members of the Adventist faith. For example, Tire Warehouse closed on a Saturday. For example, Fosterich closed on a Saturday. And I believe there are quite a few other businesses. Those are keeping the Sabbath holy. Let's clear some of the messages coming in. Hello to Tom Elder, who's listening from Minnesota. Welcome, Tom Elder from Minnesota. Valerie Rochester is in Atlanta, Georgia. Go for it, she says, in reference to the motivational energy with which we started this afternoon. Kareet Bedwood says, "Good day, sir." Thank you very much. Good day to you too, Kareet Bedwood from London town. Welcome, Kareet Bedwood from London town. Connie Scarlett, notice in, is that North Florida? I think it's the north. If Yes, I think it's the north, somewhere in the north of Florida. Color Love says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan." Good afternoon to you, Color Love. Sherry Henry, happy Friday to you too. Have a blessed weekend, says Sherry Henry. Same to you. Michael Montgomery, thanks for tuning in. Marvelyn Griffiths, Errol in New Jersey. Good to have you on board. Thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Poro 106 FM. Yvette Johnson says hello on YouTube. Welcome, Yvette Johnson on YouTube. She says, "Hello, Sir Malcolm. Happy New Year." Happy New Year to you too, Yvette Johnson on YouTube. Keep those messages coming in here on your program, both sides of the story, Paro 106 FM. Seeing messages coming in related to the previous program, Power Talk with Jesse Blake. Someone having something to say about Metro, whoever that is. Right. And also, let's see. Right, not seeing. I thought there was a message from Crocs in Black River. Apparently, that was deleted. And let's see who else is messaging us as we clear our mailbox. As usual, well, Ricardo is on every platform. We hear you, Ricardo, and we see you. All the best. All the best. Let's continue with more on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Let's give you an idea of what's trending right now in terms of news. Let's bring you up to date with what's in the news right now. The Gleaner is reporting that the US has topped 4,000 daily deaths from coronavirus for the first time. Can you imagine that? 4,000 people dying in one day on account of the coronavirus. And those numbers have been trending up for some time. Here is another story closer to home. St. Thomas man dies after gun attack, house set on fire. The St. Thomas police are working to establish a motive for the murder of a 28-year-old man whose death is the first homicide recorded in the parish for the year. And the other details follow. Sorry to hear that. Another story, Wood Glen Drive in St. Andrew to be closed for demolition works. A section of Wood Glen Drive in St. Andrew closed. Let's get that. A section of Wood Glen Drive in St. Andrew, close to its intersection with Hagley Park Road, will be closed on Sunday to facilitate demolition works by the National Works Agency, NWA. The closure will commence at 7 a.m. and will continue until 6 p.m. Communication Officer at the NWA, Natalie Bloomfield, says a building that is now within the roadway and which creates an impediment for traffic turning from Hagley Park Road is being demolished. Make a note of that, listeners. Wood Glen Drive in St. Andrew, close to the intersection with Hagley Park Road, will be closed on Sunday. So be careful and be mindful of that. Another story coming out of the United States. President Donald Trump said today he will not attend President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration. He will be if he follows through, if he keeps his word, he will be the first incumbent president since Andrew Johnson to skip his successor's inauguration. Capitol siege raises security concerns for Biden inaugural is another story. One additional COVID 19 death, 43 new cases here in Jamaica, which means we have now a total of 13,411 confirmed cases of COVID 19 in Jamaica and 307 deaths so far. And if we're to count the days since we've been tracking the numbers, then this would be 296 days since the first confirmed COVID 19 death in Jamaica, and 304 days since the first confirmed case of COVID 19 in Jamaica. Those are the numbers. Other stories doing the rounds. Some St. Catherine residents are to face weeks of water disruption. Oh dear, weeks. That's not good. Communities served by the Angels number 2 well in St. Catherine are to brace for water disruption over the next few weeks as the National Water Commission conducts rehabilitation work on the facility. We'll tell you more in just a moment. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine is on every platform, as we said. We hear you and we see you, Ricardo. All the best. Carol says, say hi to FTR. Hi, FTR. Marie Gordon, good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in. Audrey Smith in Southampton in England says, good afternoon, Dervan. The government here has now decided for everyone to be tested before coming into the country. Why this wasn't done months ago? The mind boggles. Stay safe, everyone, and take care. Audrey Smith in London, England. Thank you for that update. Stay safe. Karit Bedward still with us, and Michael Montgomery also choosing to stay with us here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. So you can send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, and you can WhatsApp us by in terms of calling us on WhatsApp. 876-365-3346. Let's go back to that story. For those of you in the parish of St. Catherine, especially communities served by the Angels Number 2 well in St. Catherine, the National Water Commission says you are to brace for water disruption over the next few weeks as the NWC conducts rehabilitation work on the facility. The NWC says operations at the well will be suspended from Monday, the 11th of January, 2021, that's Monday coming, to Monday, February 15, 2021, to facilitate well rehabilitation activities at the facility. So there you go. The National Water Commission is saying that those communities served by the Angels Number 2 well in St. Catherine, you are to brace for water disruption over the next few weeks, starting on Monday the 11th. So it would be advisable to see what you can do between now and the 11th to make sure you have enough water. We're checking here to see if the Water Commission has indicated whether there are plans to truck water. Let's see. Uh, some customers will experience low water pressure or no water at all during that period of time mentioned from the 11th, Monday the 11th of January to Monday the 15th of February. But the NWC says where these challenges exist, trucked water arrangements will be implemented to assist the affected customers. Well, don't rely too much on that. See what you can do, those who are likely to be impacted by this water supply disruption. See what you can do. UK regulators approve use of third vaccine against coronavirus is another story. And while we're on vaccines and the coronavirus, in our reading this morning, we came across a story indicating that a new study, there's a new study that offers early evidence that Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine might be effective against the two new coronavirus variants. So once again, a new study offers early evidence that Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine might be effective against the two new coronavirus variants, which were first identified in South Africa and the United Kingdom and have been cropping up now across the globe. So that's some encouraging news. Fingers crossed. Let's see how that unfolds. Getting back to some of the other stories trending right now. So that was to do with the vaccine. Caymanians urged to take COVID vaccine. And there's a picture of Premier Alden McLaughlin becoming the first Caymanian to take the COVID-19 vaccine. And this was yesterday. Cayman Islands Premier Alden McLaughlin has urged citizens to do our duty and take the COVID-19 vaccine to help the islands return to normalcy. The Cayman Compass reports that he told the press conference pre-arrival testing for people coming into Cayman would be required as of Thursday, January 14. vaccine can protect against a mutation found in two easier to spread variants of the coronavirus that erupted in Britain and South Africa. The variants are causing global concern. They carry multiple mutations but share one in common that's believed to be the reason they are more contagious. Called N501Y, it is a slight alteration on one spot of the spike protein that coats the virus. Most of the vaccines being rolled out around the world train the body to recognize that spike protein and fight it. Pfizer teamed with researchers from the University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston for laboratory tests to see if the mutation affected its vaccine's ability to do so. They used blood samples from 20 people who received the vaccine made by Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech during a large study of shots. Antibodies from those vaccine recipients successfully fended off the virus in lab dishes, according to the study posted late yesterday on an online site for researchers. So that's some encouraging news there. Portland Brothers sound system operator charged for breaching COVID rules. What else is new? US registering highest deaths yet from coronavirus. We shared that story already, sadly. Haiti embarks on massive program to widen internet coverage. That's good for Haiti. The government of Haiti has embarked on a digital program that has been designed to give broadband access to 2.7 million people across the country over the next 5 years. No doubt a lot of that will be driven by Digicel. Digicel went into Haiti and has apparently been doing well from what we have seen and experienced on our last trip to Haiti. London's field hospital to be used amid acute COVID pressure. Britain's National Health Service will, from next week, employ a little used field hospital specially built at a huge exhibition center in East London in the early days of the pandemic last spring. And some more. Oh, there's another one that we missed. Hold on. Oh, it's okay. We've dealt with that. Let's move to another of the news sites. Want to give you a sweep of some of the stories trending. Canada's WestJet announces temporary layoffs, flight cancellations. We're sorry to hear that. WestJet is a neat little airline. We've had the pleasure and the privilege of traveling on from a few times. And again, just another example of the impact of COVID-19 as Canada's WestJet announces temporary layoffs and flight cancellations. Elders, prominent Jamaicans to be honored on Indian Diaspora Day. Indian Diaspora Day 2021 will be celebrated tomorrow, the 9th of January. The day also commemorates the late political and spiritual leader Mahatma Gandhi's return from South Africa on the 9th of January 1915. High Commissioner of India to Jamaica, Rungsung Masakwi, said several Indian nationals who have made Jamaica their home will be recognized for their contribution to society. There are vibrant Indian community members who have settled down in Jamaica and they have contributed effectively and exceptionally to the society. Among the persons to be recognized, diaspora members Kenneth Benjamin and Dr. Guna Mupuri. Two elders, 93-year-old Ernst Thompson and 87-year-old Ramharaj Rajdev, will also be honored. The High Commissioner said the Benjamin and Dr. Mupuri have received the Indian Diaspora Honor Award. Congratulations to Messieurs Benjamin and Mupuri. Also trending, Chinese vaccine seeks regulatory approval in Brazil. Chinese pharmaceutical firms Sinovac's local partner in Brazil applied today for emergency authorization for its COVID-19 vaccine, the first to seek regulatory approval in the hard-hit country. And to give you a sense of how, well, Brazil has a population of 212 million. And Brazil has the second highest death toll in the pandemic after the United States, with more than 200,000 people killed by COVID 19. What a tragedy. St. Lucia prepared to help Vincentian's volcano activity intensifies. Prime Minister Alan Chastanet has announced that St. Lucia is prepared to take in residents of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the event that the current activity at La Soufrière volcano intensifies. More in a moment. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Here's an update on the alternative route to Gordontown. The National Works Agency says motorists who use Savage Pen Road in St. Andrew should expect delays on that roadway over the course of the next week. The agency says rehabilitation works have been ramped up and are now concentrated in the northern section of the thoroughfare, which is narrow and does not allow for the passage of two vehicles. The roadway is the prospective alternative route to Gordontown Road, which has been impassable since November. Teachable moment, listeners. Don't confuse impossible with impassable. Impossible suggests something that is unachievable or unattainable, if even at first blush. That's what we mean when we talk about impossible. That is not to be confused with impossible, which is IMPASSABLE, which means essentially, as a Jamaican put it years ago, nobody can cross it. Yeah, that's what impossible means. You can't, that particular thoroughfare is not possible. And usually when that term is used, it speaks to uh, vehicular movement. However, there are some instances where pedestrian traffic is also impeded, and the, the the nature and extent of the damage to the particular area. So that's the difference there between impossible and impossible. Government says measures in place to prevent people from UK entering the country. The government believes it has sufficient measures in place to prevent people entering the island of Kingdom via transit ports while the present travel ban is in place. There are reports that people wanting to enter the island from the UK have been traveling to the United States and other countries before going to Jamaica in an effort to avoid going into the required 14-day state quarantine. But the minister without portfolio in the Ministry of National Security, Matthew Samuda, says most, if not all, of the people who have tried this have been caught. Right. And so those are some of the stories trending. We're trying to just give you the main ones as we scan the news circuit. Let's see what BBC is leading with. Trump to break custom and snub Biden inauguration. Yeah, well, we've shared that story already, and no surprises there. Let's see. CNN says President-elect Joe Biden announces remaining cabinet picks. Pelosi tells caucus there's more Democratic support for impeachment than in 2019. White House in crisis management mode, lawyers being consulted about potential impeachment. Trump's desperate attempt to save his imploding presidency. Other stories, Trump publicly acknowledges he won't serve a second term uh, I'm not, day after inciting mob. Oh well. Yeah, those are some of the stories that are trending, and if there are others you want to put uh, on the table for discussion, please feel free. The numbers to call 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Good afternoon to Angela in Toronto, Canada. Alan Camila says, good day, Dervan. Happy New Year from Belize. Shout out to my sons. Let me see now. This one looks like Azariel. Azariel, Azariel. Azariel and Benjamin. Eat up your healthy meals and get ready for school next week, says Alan Camila in Belize. Thank you very much, Alan Camila, for tuning in and joining us. And here is a breaking story coming from CNN, which wasn't there when we checked a while ago. That's why it's a breaking story. Fallout intensifies over Trump's response to Capitol riot. The political fallout over President Trump's response to the deadly Capitol attack continues to escalate as President-elect Joe Biden prepares to take office. House Democrats are currently planning to introduce articles of impeachment against Trump as soon as Monday. Prosecutors are looking into everyone involved in the unrest, including the role Trump played in inciting the crowd. At least 5 people have died as a result of the riots. So the story is Democrats plan to introduce articles of impeachment against President Donald Trump as early as Monday. That story just breaking, coming in from CNN. Faye Weller says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Blessed love to everyone who are listening. To you too, Faye Weller. Junior Jabari says, when he says he's not attending the inauguration, I don't know if that's bad or good news. And it shouldn't be taken lightly because this is a Junior Jabari feels that President Trump is mentally deranged and unhinged, and therefore his moves are unpredictable. Well, it would take a Dr. Junior Jabari to come to that conclusion. And so far, as bad as things are or appear to be, we haven't seen a medical report confirming any mental derangement on the part of the US president. Dr. Dunn in Skokie, Illinois says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. I got the COVID 19 vaccine on Tuesday. Good for you, Dr. Dunn. So far, no let's get this word, please. So far, no reactogenicity. No reactogenicity. That's the word. Reactogenicity. And you know, Dr. Dunn is an expert on these matters. So she knows exactly what she's talking about when she talks about reactogenicity. In other words, no obvious reactions in terms of genetics, in terms of the impact of the vaccine on her genetic makeup. Yeah, that's essentially what she means, right, Dr. Dunn in Skokie, Illinois? She says no reactogenicity of the vaccine except muscle soreness, which is a sign that her immune system is firing up, or that the muscle cells showing those foreign particles have gotten inflamed from her own immune systems. This is what is needed because when and if the COVID virus comes, it will do that to everything in the respiratory tract and can cross into the brain. So I'm okay with a sore arm rather than taking the chances with the real virus. Let's continue to follow the evidence and not the algorithms that are feeding conspiracy theories. Thank you, Dr. Dunn in Skokie, Illinois, for giving us a picture of your hands-on experience, pun intended. Thank you very much. Jennifer Stewart says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Just tuned in. Please big up Mrs. Sybil Thompson for me. We just did, Jennifer. Mrs. Sybil Thompson, good afternoon to you and all the best. Ras Euda, or is it Euda? E-U-D-A. Euda. Ras Euda. Blessings. UK link up. Blessings to you too, Ras Euda in the UK. Angela in Toronto, Canada, has shared with us, as usual, the latest from CP24 with respect to the coronavirus in Ontario. The provincial government is reporting a record 3,799 new cases of COVID-19. 3,799 new cases of COVID-19 recorded today in the province of Ontario in Canada, whereas 4,000 deaths were recorded in the United States, which is the highest single-day death toll. So sad. The province of Ontario is also reporting an additional 450 cases that were logged on the 5th and 6th, but weren't reported due to a data problem. Audrey Smith in Southampton, England says, I agree with Junior Jabari that Trump is mentally unstable and don't know what he will do next. Well, again, Audrey Smith, We haven't seen a medical diagnosis in that regard, and only a doctor or a medical professional can pronounce someone as being mentally unstable. Uh, One can always draw an analogy or two by virtue of the actions of an individual. One can liken one's behavior based on the characteristics which manifest themselves in the actions of the individual, which obviously match the characteristics of those who are clinically diagnosed as being mentally deranged. Marvelyn Griffiths, good afternoon to you. Sylviana Johnson, thanks for joining us. Sanjay Sinanan and Lucretia, is it? Or is, I don't think it's Lucretia. I see, it looks like this one is Lucrece, Lucrece. And if we were to go, what's that now? Eastern Europe, you would be looking at maybe Lucrece, or Italian could give you that as well to some extent. Sanjay Sinanan, maybe. Well, that's one person. And Lucrece. Yeah, tell us, how do you pronounce that name? One moment, please. Good afternoon, Diana Watkins Forrester. She says, Dervan, you're too kind. I get it. I get it. Diana Watkins Forrester, thank you very much for your message here on both sides of the story. Para 106 FM. Ras Euda says, Trump open our eyes. He do a good job. We need more like him. Uh-oh. Thank you, Ras Euda. Maybe you could expound on that point a bit. Tell us some more. Uh, Give us some more. Give us an indication as to what has informed your position. Uh, let's go to the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346. Driver in America says, please grace us with another rendition of that island poem. We'll see what we can do going forward, Driver in America. Maybe not this afternoon. This one says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Mr. Malcolm, God works in mysterious ways. As ironic as it may sound, the coronavirus will prove to be a good thing. If it weren't for this virus, Trump would have certainly been re-elected. This would have been a terrible thing for America and the world. I really don't think America and the world could have survived another 4 years of this man. So, as bad as COVID-19 is, the world should be thankful as it has stopped this man in his tracks and thereby saved America and the world. Thank you very much for your WhatsApp message. There's a voice note here which we'll have to listen to off air to clear it for airing. And this is Hi Tashan Sis. I'm not getting that one. Whoever sent that message, help us. Not sure what you're trying to say there. Hello to the Jamaicans in the diaspora who continue to contribute. Remember, we've been telling you about remittances and the diaspora. Here are some details from the Jamaica Business Magazine. You can find them online, jamaicabizonline.com. Spell out the word Jamaica. And biz is spelled B-I-Z, or as they say in America, B-I-Z. So that's jamaicabizonline.com, jamaicabizonline.com. If you want to read more from the Jamaica Business Magazine, volume 21, number 6. And the headline is Remittances Up by 30%. Despite the uncertainties caused by COVID-19, Jamaicans overseas are sending home more money to their loved ones, evidenced by the latest Bank of Jamaica BOJ remittances bulletin. The bulletin for September 2020 showed a 30% jump in remittances for the last 6 months reporting period, April to September, as net remittance inflows amounted to 1.41 billion US dollars. That's how much money Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica have been sending to Jamaica in this time of COVID-19. And this is just for the period April to September 2020. April to April, May, June, July, August, September. That's 6-month period. 1.41 billion US dollars Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica have sent home, or sent to friends, colleagues, neighbors, whoever here in Jamaica. And this is an increase. Listen to this. In other words, when the period April to September is compared with the same period, April to September 2020 is compared with the same period in 2019, Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica have sent home 325.9 million US dollars. That's the increase. So comparing 2020 to 2019, 2020, the year of COVID-19, more money sent from the diaspora. How much more? 325.9 million US dollars more. This improvement coming from a 24.9% or $305.1 million increase in remittance inflows. Yep. And this was further driven by a decrease of 15.2% or 20.8 million in outflows. So whereas those here in Jamaica sent out to the diaspora and elsewhere $20.8 million US dollars, well, we just gave you the numbers that were sent in. Yeah. For the month of September alone, September 2020, the data showed net remittance inflows of 239.2 million. That's September alone. That's 1 month. That's 1 month. September 2020, the data showed net remittance inflows of 239.2 million US dollars. And that's up by 38.4% or 66.3 million US when you compare September 2020 to September 2019. The largest source market of remittance flows to Jamaica for September 2020 was from the United States of America, whose share increased to 67.4%, up from 64.8%. Next in line, Canada, 12%, followed by the United Kingdom, 10.6%, and the Cayman Islands, 6.3%. What a thing with the Cayman Islands. How have the tables turned? Some people would say, how art the mighty fallen? This used to be a dependency of Jamaica, the Cayman Islands. Used to be a dependency of Jamaica. In other words, Jamaica used to be in charge of Cayman. And as it is now, Cayman, thanks to the Jamaicans in the Cayman Islands, Cayman is number 4 on the list of countries where members of the diaspora and everybody else have been sending money to Jamaica, from the Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands is number 4. So the number 1 source market for remittances, most of the remittances come from the United States. That's number 1. Number 2, Canada. Number 3, the United Kingdom. Number 4, the Cayman Islands, responsible for 6.3% of remittances coming into Jamaica. The United Kingdom, 10.6%, Canada, 12%, and the United States, 67.4%. Those are the numbers. We hope we have been and will continue to be as frugal and prudent as possible in how we have been spending the remittance money. Ideally, what we want to do is to spend money to make money. That's ideally what we want to do. Try and invest some of that money, whether it be investing in stocks, investing in a business, whatever it is. Just of course, do your due diligence to make sure your investment, mind you, investment is a risk. Business is a risk, right? But just try and take a calculated risk in how these funds are spent. It can't be that we just eat off the money or drink off the money. And then we get the money today, we eat it off, we drink it off. And then tomorrow we're broke again. And we send for more money, and then we eat it off and drink it off. We have to develop a more sustainable in our employment of remittance inflows. Has to be. We can't just be spending the money willy-nilly. We have to be smart about it. After all, money doesn't grow on trees. And in the United States, what's the figure? Is it 140,000 people lost their jobs in December 2020? The latest job numbers, US job numbers. Let's confirm that. I think it's 140,000. Let's see if we can. We read the story this morning. We're just trying to retrieve it. I think it's about 140,000. The latest job numbers. Yeah. Let's see. So I think it's about 140,000 though. It's a significant. The point we're making is money doesn't grow on trees. And there are members of the diaspora who are being impacted by those job losses. And so whatever savings they would have accumulated or whatever resources they have at hand, they they're going to have to, as my mother would say, pinch that money. Just pinch, meaning you just take a little and a little to do the essentials, take care of it, and try not to overindulge. So that let's be mindful of these things. And in addition to that, the number of people who are dying. Moralist is calling us on the WhatsApp line. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello, are you there? All right, Moralist is not ready for us. Maybe she'll call back. Thank you for the call. But she did send a message to say, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. The angels are holding the four winds of earth while our leaders play. The Lord Jehovah is giving us a second chance, although the Protestant churches are silent because someone has their secret and cats have their tongue. Jehovah is still on the throne of mercy, calling us to come, for the time is far spent. Thank you very much. Moralist is Moralist and Rascava calling at the same time. Moralist, good afternoon. Not hearing Moralist. All right, let's take the break and come back. Hello. Hello. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Rose McIntosh in London says, thank God for another day, Dervan. Thank you for your message, Rose McIntosh in London. All the very best to you. Let's see, there's a voice note here on WhatsApp. Let's listen to this voice note. Why are we not hearing anything? Not good. I wonder if that has to do with the fact that Raskava is on hold. I don't know. We should be able to hear. No, I think it's because Raskava is now on hold. Well, we'll play the message afterwards. Hello, Raskava. Just a moment there. Let's see this again. What's happening here? This this is much better now. Yes, yes, go ahead. Greetings. You're live. The world is listening. Yes. Uh-oh. You're welcome. Hmm. Yeah, well, he has done that. Uh, mm, yeah, well, it seems the Democrats are working on something for Monday. Let's see if anything comes out of that.
decisions and all kind of other things. And then America need to set an example that no other one who might come from his bloodline or the same DNA or the same genes or the same thoughts that him has. No come back and try nothing like that again. And again, it still show up America slappiness neither because that house that then go and damage up there and then it should not just left to the mercy of who want or not want to go inside here. So their security has been slappy right where that is concerned, and they need to look at that too.
Yes. But, definitely. I think the chief has resigned. The capital chief, police chief. Yes, he has resigned.
Well, I don't know, but not before sanctions should come about on him. So just do that and then say, all right, you know, they against that. And that politicians and people use.
Well, it's still being investigated, and the investigators say wherever their investigations lead, they will follow. And they didn't say it the way Bob Marley would. I don't care who the guy is, but that's essentially what they said when questioned by members of the media. That
Yes, because, as I said already, I will repeat, I have my children and grandchildren up there, so I have a vested interest in what's going on up there, if and their safety and all of that. So,
you're not alone in that regard.
so take care. Be thankful.
You too. Take care. Bye bye. Your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Let's try to play that voice note once again and see if it works this time around here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Here we go. Thank you very much. I think you said, did you say Sharon Johnson? Thank you very much for your message on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp line is the same as the text line, 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. You can send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, and you can call us on that same number directly. So you have the option of calling via WhatsApp or calling straight, 876 365 3346. More messages pouring in. Rachel in Spanish Town says, Happy New Year, Dervan. No, not that one. I read that one a few days ago. Not that one, this one. Good afternoon, Dervan. Good greetings to all Jamaicans worldwide. I wonder if we are all aware that all of us should have the right to have a say and do something with regard to making Jamaica a better place. We must speak to the person who has the power to put things in place in this country. All inner city areas and the so called garrison areas should take note. It is important to keep Jamaica safe. One, cameras in every scheme and parish. Two, citizens and business people should have the freedom to buy and carry cameras to attach to their homes and business premises for their own safety without being charged. There isn't enough police in Jamaica, or there aren't enough police in Jamaica. And this is a way that communities to work together to protect their homes, businesses, and personal and priorities, which includes farmers. Okay. Thank you, Rachel in Spanish Town, for your message. Once again, encouraging us to take charge of our communities. Essentially, part of the problem is that too many of us have left up our communities to the worst of us as opposed to the best of us. That's a part of the problem in so many of our 775 or so communities in Jamaica. We have left up our communities to people who mean us no good and don't even know what the word community means. That's why we have what we have. We need to take back our communities. The decent, law abiding citizens of these communities must assert themselves. With respect to the cameras, I'm not sure why we're still here because we got the impression that the government was quite amenable to allowing the importation of security cameras, good quality security cameras for business places and homes. And those cameras, because of the quality, they would fit perfectly or very well. They would be able to attach to the Jamaica Eye network. Whatever happened to that? Have we abandoned the the plan not to charge duties on security cameras to allow more of our people that level additional um, security?
Good afternoon, brother Dervan. Hit the phone, go out, I'm sorry, I wasn't calling. Sorry.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, but your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, and you can call us directly on that WhatsApp line, which doubles as our text line. How about that? We welcome those of you just tuning in, just joining us. Hello, if you are on Facebook Live watching, good to have you join us. Welcome if you're on the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel. It's a pleasure to have you online with us, and we hope you will continue to spread the word and help us to grow our numbers on YouTube. We have thousands of followers and friends on Facebook, but our numbers on YouTube are wishy washy. Our numbers on Facebook, not Facebook, our numbers on the YouTube channel are wishy washy. Thenke, poorly. There. So you need to subscribe and like the page, the channel, I beg your pardon, as much as you can, so that the numbers will increase. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, it means we will then be able to go live on YouTube from a smartphone as opposed to from a laptop, which we're streaming live from right now. So that's one of the differences. In order to go live on on your smartphone, you live on YouTube. In order to go live on YouTube using a smartphone, you need to have at least 1,000 subscribers. Once you have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers, you can go live from your smartphone on YouTube. If not, you'll just have to find a laptop or a PC or a tablet or some other fixed device or less than flexible device to go live on YouTube. Just thought we'd get that in. Let's clear some more messages here on your program, both sides of the story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. More messages coming in. Let's clear the Facebook Live messages first, and then we to those just joining us. Let's see who we have here. Sandra Gibson. Hello, good afternoon, Sandra Gibson. Thanks for tuning in. All the best to you. She says, I bought stocks in American Airlines in reference to what we were talking about earlier on. Some of the smart things we could do with some of the extra remittance money that we've been getting this year in Jamaica from our family members, friends, colleagues, neighbors, etc. Calvin in North York, Ontario, Canada. Good afternoon. Norma Boyce is watching from London. Welcome, Norma Boyce. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's go back to your more of your messages right now. H. Morgan in Birmingham says, Mr. Malcolm, good afternoon to you. You are so right. When they get the money, they use it as if it came from a tree, and in a week they're asking for more. And some of the relatives are so ungrateful. I have relatives who vex with me for that reason. And in most cases, they are living a better life than us. 6 fingers of green bananas in the UK sold for £3.50. But as you rightly said, they can save or make it stretch a little further. We are in total lockdown now, and London is in an emergency crisis situation at the moment. The virus is spreading at an alarming rate. We have 1,325 deaths and a total of 68,053 positive cases. We care in a precarious position. No, sorry, I'm sure that's an error. I think you mean we are in a precarious position at the moment. May God help us. H. Morgan, thanks for sharing. We'll keep you and our fellow Jamaicans and everybody else in the UK in our thoughts and prayers. Stay safe, please. Dean Virgin says, Hey, Dervan, long time. Welcome, Dean. All the best to you. Another WhatsApp message now. Well, that one was deleted. Let's move on. This one says, I am enjoying your program. Continue to help us voice our views. Bernadette. Thank you very much, Bernadette. And this looks like a Canadian number. Bernadette, thank you very much for your message here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Let's move on from Bernadette's message to Michael in Florida. Michael from Belle Plaine, Clarendon, now in Florida with his wife. He says, "Hey teacher, listening to you and your listeners, keep educating us. I enjoy your program. I want you to big up Michael Montgomery. I am Michael Montgomery as well. Keep safe, teacher." All right, Michael Montgomery. Uh, Rachel in Spanish Town has more. She says, "I have a few questions for our Jamaicans. Is there a certain portion of money to fight crime as there is for disasters? Is there a crime fighting fund? Well, Crime Stop is a crime fighting fund funded by the private sector organization of Jamaica, PSOJ. It's an award winning program, and other countries have studied it and have adopted similar programs. So that's one crime fund we are aware of. The government has a budget. Is it $50 billion we're told that the government has spent over the last few years on national security? I believe so. I think I heard that figure somewhere. Was it in the news or did I read it somewhere? About $50 billion. Who gave this finance and how is it spent? Well, Crime Stop money is used to thank those who pass on information that leads to an arrest or charge. And as far as the state funds are concerned, the finance ministry leads the allocation of funds. There is nothing put in place to build and rebuild broken communities. Therefore, we need a special team of crime fighters, don't you think? Well, community building is really what it should be about. That's one of the things that's, I think, might have been our first commentary on the first the first New Year edition of both sides of the story. We did talk about community and how important it is for us to repair the the torn social fabric of this nation, that one community at a time or community by community, just taking charge of our communities, painting up our communities, planting up our communities, making sure there are no hiding places in terms of areas that need to be bushed, etc., making our communities safer. That's how we started 2021 as we remember it. Anyway, she goes on to say, this is Rachel in Spanish Town. There are great needs of correct road and street signs. Well, we've been talking about that one for some time. In fact, we identified that a few years ago as a multifaceted, a project that would have multifaceted, that would result in multifaceted. We employ people to do the research or just to confirm or verify the place names, the street names. So we need to verify and confirm that those street names are actually correct, they're spelled correctly, etc. That's one whole unit of workers already that you have on that. Then you're going to need a team of people to build the street signs. So more job creation there here in Jamaica. those who are going to build the street signs, and those who are going to plant the street signs or replace or repair street signs. That, in other words, a national project on improving the quality of signage across this country. How often have we arrived at junctures on our way to various parts of Jamaica and we have to stop and ask somebody, where is this place? Where is that place? So imagine if we were to start a national program of improving signage across the country. The benefits would be tremendous. So that's something we have been talking about for some time, Rachel, in Spanish Town, and we'll look at some of the other points being made by Rachel after the break.
Tune in this and every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. for Kids Connect during both sides of the story with host Dervan to hear from children in a discussion series on building a strong relationship with your child. We invite children to call in and voice their concerns. Kids Connect is brought to you by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA. Every child deserves protection. And Rise Life Management Services, 57 East Street, Kingston. That's Kids Connect during both sides of the story at 3:30 p.m. this and every Tuesday. Kids Connect during both sides of the story at 3:30 p.m. this and every Tuesday. Kids Connect during both sides of the story at 3:30 p.m. Sides of the story at 3:30 p.m.